Hello, friends and enemies, and everyone on YouTube who's completely indifferent to me. I'm sure that's most of you. I don't think I've made any enemies yet, although the night is young, I guess. This is a little game by Retrific. It's called Just Get Through. It's a procedurally generated precision platformer full of traps. It's sort of like a marriage between Super Meat Boy and Spelunky on the Gameboy Color is how I describe it. And the reason why I mention the Game Boy is because the palette is restricted to only 4 colors, but you can go through the game and unlock chests and get access to a bunch of different palettes and stuff, and have the game cycle through them to get some variety in the graphics. You start as just black and white, which, you know, I don't mind. I grew up playing a green and black ugly Game Boy system, so it's kind of a throwback, I guess. So I think the best way to showcase this game is to dive in, and I'll dive into hardcore run first, just to show you where the game will go. Classic run is where you start, and then you work your way down. You unlock these in sequence pretty much, and classic run has a really gentle learning curve to it, so you can get the ropes, and but it's going to take a bit too long, and I think you'll find it a little bit boring. So hardcore run, especially with me trying to talk while playing, I think you'll get an idea of what we're dealing with here, which is a tough as nails game when you get up to the higher levels in classic run, or even, well, this is looks like a horrid level for me to start with on the hardcore difficulty. So you got these traps. You're just a little guy. You can wall jump. You cannot jump consecutively on the same wall. You have to dodge between walls. You can grind away at the terrain with your body to open it up, and you can blast the terrain with TNT to make bigger holes. And the traps themselves you cannot damage, but if you take the ground out where the traps are, then you eliminate the trap. So that'll fall, the trap is gone. So those are the basics. TNT will come later. You don't start with any in hardcore mode, so it's something that I'd like to show you. This is going to be a bit tough. You can look around a bit. I'm using this 360 pad. The right analog stick allows you to look around a little bit. You can pick up power-ups or choose power-ups if you're in classic mode. There is a character progression system. One of the power-ups is to look further, and you can stack it and stack it. So you can expand your TNT detonation radius until it's massive. You can get your look distance until you can see long distances, which I wish I could now, because, you know, sometimes you just have to throw yourself into something and you don't really know what to do. Oh, I can't believe I pulled that off. Okay. Now those fans will push you up with air. You gotta wait until they're off, otherwise they will cause you some trouble. That is a mine. Those glowing spots on the ground are mines. This here is a checkpoint flag, so I should grab that before I dive down into this deadly situation. This chest is one that has a pallet in it, and I'm obsessed with collecting them. I do want them all, so I will go down there, and yes, I died. The color palette was damaged. This is a little thing that irritates me about the game. After you've collected a lot of pallets, it seems like the random level generator doesn't, it'll throw whatever. How am I going to get across here now? It's just going to throw pallets in the level, and that means that I've already collected that pallet. It's disappointing. I mean, I'd rather be collecting new pallets, obviously, than being disappointed constantly. Life is disappointing enough, isn't it? Okay, so here we have a heart that's locked. I can detonate it with TNT and collect the heart, but right now I have 1 TNT and 8 hearts, as you can see at the bottom there. So I think I'd rather conserve the few TNTs that I have. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Okay. I thought I might have made it there actually. I did pretty well out. That shotgun is going to take me out. There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright. Oh, brutal. I did not approach that properly. More mines, another checkpoint. So you're getting an idea for what the game is like. I don't know what comment. Oh, I'm rushing myself here now because I don't want you guys to be bored. Because you know, if I focus too much on playing, I won't have a lot to say. Oh, that's a little cheap that the axe can snag you through the wall like that. You just have to find these areas of safety. Okay, then I'm gonna try to... okay, there we are. Okay, I can get to about level 14 or 15 in hardcore mode when I'm focused on it. And this game does require all of your focus for you to do well. That's what I like about it. It's almost meditative, I guess. I'm not going to take you all the way there. I think you're going to get bored, honestly. Most of the enemies that I've encountered, oh shit, are already present in hardcore mode. There is a sentry tank that has these homing missiles that will lock onto you, and fire missiles, and those are really, oh geez, those are really irritating. But I think you pretty much have an idea of how this game plays by now. It is fun. I do like the art style, you know, it's simple, but the palettes and stuff add a lot of variety, even to, like, that was a really good decision on their part if they wanted to, you know, save money and make few art assets to have these collectible palettes. I think it's pretty cool. I haven't seen that really before, I don't think. We'll try to get to the end of this level and then we'll quit out and explore a few more things. I guess I'll show you TNT here. You hold down, I'm playing with a 360 pad, which I mentioned earlier. You hold down one of the triggers to pull out your TNT and then you release to throw it. And then you can blow up the terrain like that. So I recovered some TNT. I'll jump up here. And we'll see if I can. Okay, nice. Oh man, that was a bear trap. Those are incredibly hard to spot. A lot of the traps are hard to spot, especially in certain palettes, to discern what's a trap from the foliage. That's okay. You have to balance speed with caution. The game does reward you on the scoreboard for speed, so so speed is important, but you know, don't push yourself too hard because you are going to miss something important, and then what are you gonna do about it, right? You'll be dead. Ooh, 5 TNT. Okay, well, let's just blow some stuff up for fun then, since we're going to be done after this level. There's the exit, so I'll just toss some TNT around. Take this, I'll take the axe out, and then we'll go through the exit. Okay, so that's hardcore mode. I wish, well, let's see if one of those missile sentries are in here. I don't see any, so it's more of the same. I mean, it's more of the same, but it's more of the different, because obviously every level is a new challenge and presents new obstacles and things like that. I don't know how the heck I would, I guess, can I make that? I guess what I'd have to do is jump up to where that bot is, and oh my god, oof, that seems tough. Okay. Maybe TNT would even be essential to get past this area. Oh, let me try one more time here. Okay, well, I managed to kill myself. Okay, so that was a hardcore run. Let's jump into classic run here. I'll show you just how gentle the learning curve is in this game. This is why I don't play classic anymore. This is actually hard for the first classic level. But you see that? A couple of blade traps and a single spike trap, it really eases you into things. So if the hardcore mode looked intimidating, you know, don't be turned off, because the game does give you an opportunity to get used to all the mechanics and stuff. Every second level in classic mode and in the daily runs and weekly runs, this is a character building element. You can find these upgrades in hardcore mode inside blocks that you blow up or grind at and stuff. But this allows you to upgrade your character. Of these, I would say TNT resistance is a nice one to have. You don't want to blow yourself up. Well, you might want to blow yourself up, but in this game you don't want to blow yourself up. As you can see, it's child's play. Compared to hardcore mode, it's a joke. So you can feel good about yourself for a while before you punish yourself for being such a sissy, really. Okay, so I guess I have to select an upgrade before I can quit out of here. So you can see the learning curve is very gentle when you first start playing this game, and that's good. It forces you to start with classic run, and you can unlock this other stuff progressively. Weekly run, this happens on weekends. There's a single seed that runs for the entire weekend, and you can take as many cracks at it as you want to try to get to the top of the leaderboard. You won't get there. Well, you might. There are a few names that I see at the top of this list pretty consistently, and I'm not one of them. Set run is a seed that is static, so everyone has the same experience. And if you and your friend want to both play through Just Get Through and exchange notes on it or something like that, that's what you want to play. That sounds like a pretty weird relationship to me, but it's there for you. Night run, I'll show this a little bit. This is interesting. We'll come back to it. Hardcore run, you saw that. Explosion run, I haven't really played with this. There's explosions behind you, and you've got tons of TNT, unlimited TNT, to blow a path out in front of you and just try to escape the wall of explosions behind. So if you like blowing stuff up, that's there for you. Coin run, this introduces currency to the game, so you collect coins. There are slot machines and vendors and things like that where you can purchase the upgrades for your character, so that's got sort of more of that rogue-lite thing going on with it. But I do think the strengths in this game are more with the precision platforming and stuff like that, and its procedural engine is pretty good at producing unique situations for you to work yourself through. Now, Survivor Run, this is the permadeath mode, which it's kind of funny. You've got, I guess it's kind of splitting up the roguelite elements between a bunch of these modes. Survivor Run, one life. You know how it works. You get one life. It's a classic run with one life. You get one shot at it, and once you're dead, you're dead. There are no upgrades for hit points or anything like that. There are upgrades for other stuff, but you can never get more life. Once you make a mistake, you call it a night, and you probably put your controller down and weep. So Night Run, this is pretty interesting. I played with it a little bit, not a lot. It's dark. It's not that dark in this level, but it can be darker. I think as you progress, it gets darker. You're given flares, as you can see in the bottom left. You're given one flare to start with. I don't know how to collect more flares, so this is a mode that I'm going to have to play a little bit more of. It can get very dark to the point where you cannot see the traps and things, so having flares seems essential. So there must be some way to collect more of them. This mode does have the every second level upgrade thing. Increased throw power, yes. Definitely like to be able to throw TNT further. But yeah, so what do I have here? I've pulled my TNT out. So you light a flare with one of your trigger buttons on the 360 pad, and you can throw the flare. You can flow it down into pits and stuff like that if there's a dark pit. Anyone who's played Spelunky and has encountered the dark levels will sort of know what this mode is about, although Spelunky lets you look around a lot more. This game does when you upgrade your looking ability, but the flare does die eventually, and then it's gone, and I really don't know how to collect more, so it's a game mode that I'm gonna have to explore more. It does seem cool, but I personally think that hardcore mode is really where it's at least for me right now. Coin mode is something I'll probably go back to, because I do like currency and gambling a little bit and stuff like that in these kinds of games. So we'll check the settings menu briefly and see what's going on. You know, sound and music mixing, that's good. Some games drop the ball on that. It's inexcusable. It's good that it's there. Pretty standard stuff. Player sprint trail, I don't know why you'd want that on, but if you want more distraction in your game, there's an option. Camera intro speed. This controls the rate at which the camera pans around from the portal, your objective in the level, back to your character. I dropped that from 20% to 15% because it was a little bit too fast for my brain to really process at 20%. I guess if you drop this all the way down to 1%, you could probably sit there with graph paper and graph out your path and mark traps and things like that. And you'd probably be somebody without a job or a life, and you know, but you could do it. You could do it. Screen shake. I like some shakiness in the screen, but some people I know, it irritates them. Gamepad controls. It says that it recommends a keyboard and mouse for maximum TNT throwing accuracy. Now, I'm going to strongly disagree with this. I find the wall jumping to be incredibly awkward with the keyboard, to be perfectly honest. Super Meat Boy was pretty explicit in its recommendation to use a gamepad because of that, I think. This is primarily a game about platforming and about dodging traps and timing and things like that, and not a game about throwing a ton of TNT. Usually when you're throwing TNT, it's something that you pause and think about, and you can take your time and place it, and I find that the right analog stick is more than adequate for aiming it accurately and things. The default mappings on the gamepad buttons aren't that great. I did rebind them to make it so that I could more easily jump and throw TNT while I'm jumping, which is useful to get TNT up into those nooks and crannies that your throwing distance before upgrading it can't quite reach. So I guess that's a little bit of a tip. But so yeah, this is Just Get Through by Retrific. I picked it up for $1 during the Steam sale, and I think at $1 it's an absolute no-brainer if you like these kinds of trappy precision platformers, or if you're a fan of random level generation and things like that. Obviously there's a lot of value and a lot of variety. There's something for almost everybody here to enjoy in these modes. How do I get back out of this menu? Okay, there we go. And I think the regular price is $5. I think for $5 that's reasonable. I've gotten about 15 hours out of this game, I think, so far, so that's pretty good for $5 for 15 hours worth of entertainment. That's pretty good. I come back to play it most days. I think I take at least a crack at a hardcore mode to see if I can inch my way up that leaderboard, but I seem to be stuck around that 27. Where am I here? I think I'm at 27. Oh, this palette's not very readable as far as this goes, but is that's not me. 25, is that me? I guess so. That must be, I swear I was at 27. There's no way I went up. It seems impossible, but okay, 25. Interesting. And you've got the weekly runs and the daily runs, so you've got the Steam integration, which is really nice to have. So I do recommend this game. My name's Mike. If you feel like it, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting more videos about other games, generally in this kind of genre. The procedural generation and stuff is what I'm exploring right now, but I'll probably move on to some other things at some point. I'll be posting some runs for these games and things too. Like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like this video, you didn't find it helpful, dislike it as well. I strongly encourage everyone to experience the full range of human emotions. So if this upset you, please express it right here on my channel. If you're having a bad day, express it on my channel. Go ahead and hit that thumbs down button. That's okay. I'll take one for the team. I am up to it. Okay, so I hope everyone has a good morning, good evening, and good night, and I will see you again with another game, or maybe next time I'll post a run of Tower Climb or Just Get Through, because Tower Climb is sort of calling me back to it right now. So Just Get Through, check it out. My channel, your choice. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.